Okay, so recent feminist scholarships concern in the 1920s challenge. Recent in the 1920s challenges. Recent scholarship challenges that assess them. Right. Assess recent concern in the United States in the 1920s. Recent feminist challenges earlier interpretations that assess the 20s in terms of unkept. Okay, so the earlier challenge, I'm just gonna write it down. Early interpretations, the 1920s, there was some unkempt promises. New scholarship saying 1920s, good time for feminism. Disputes along with it because of presumptive political. So why? So earlier people said that there was no voting bloc, I guess. There was no political games. And there will be that another fairly the feminist scholars, there will be that pronounced suffrage a failure for not delivering. Okay. Was a failure, these scholars cite the words of dawn of this. Why don't you ask in general was failing? I think this is talking about the old scholars. In some ways, however, these scholars that pronounced suffrage a failure for not delivering. Blah, blah. So these feminist scholars, they're talking about the new. This is talking about new scholars is against this. As for this women's suffrage, I think this is talking about the old. I think this is talking about the new. It's talking about that. So I think this is talking about it. It's a also challenge. Scholars present and suffer. However, these scholars. So you're talking about the new scholars. The new scholars still in para 2. The new scholars still think it's declining. Lost it. Blah blah blah. Read this thing. It was intense activism. Established. So para 3, there was some benefits, and there was some benefits. So I think this is talking about the old scholars said 0. New scholars saying there wasn't 0. B2, the new scholars still think it's negative. B3, author says there was some good stuff. Wasn't 0. I think there was some good stuff. I think that's what the whole thing is about. I'm just gonna write it down, what I think. Actually, that way you can see what I think the paragraph's about. Oral scholarship, feminism in 1920s is 0. Scholarship, reject that it is. Paragraph 2, the new scholars also, they nothing special. It wasn't 0, but it wasn't positive. B3, The author's opinion. There was some activism, but nothing. There was some activism. It's intense. It was activism. Kind of. It wasn't. Author agrees with new scholars. That's what I would write. Indicative. I don't think that's his goal. Is not to provide a presenting scholarship that presenting that contrast suffrage's promises. Okay, so that can't be right. Not true. I think he's supporting the outlining recent findings. Leading to suffrage for women and presenting a challenge to those. No. There's no challenge to this finding, so that's out. Discussing recent scholarship reconciling achievements. Alternative view of this. Discussing recent. I think he's presenting. I think I really like the word presenting. Discussing scholarship. Presenting all of those concerning the achievements of discussing recent concerning the achievements. Providing evidence indicating the feminist. I don't think that's correct. It's between D and C. Presenting scholarship that contrasts suffrage's promises. Presenting scholarship that contrasts suffrage's promises with the historical realities of the 1920s. I think, yeah, it is C. Discussing this presenting scholarship that contrasts suffrage's promises with the historical reality. That contrasts promises with the historical. I think this is saying that this is the old scholarship. The old scholarship that promises with the historical. Yeah, anything that this is saying presenting old scholarship. I think I like the word recent scholarship, maybe. So I'll go with 1C. Regarding further, the author disagrees with the new headlines regarding the this news disputes along that because of women's voting bloc enough. Political gains for women. The author disagrees regarding the because long have view that because a woman's vote was either. And even after women's suffrage, because of suffrage failed, all right. I think the degree. I think, yeah, I would skip this one. These two wasn't zero, but it wasn't positive either. Oh no. Why is it we're not kept? Maybe 3D. It's a premise. Yeah, 3E, 4E. I think this is however. Deplorist. No, that can't be right. Explain a view held. I think it may be 3D with the reality. Is it the contrast? First, is there any contrast with the reality? There is no contrast, so that's out. Or not. I don't think the goal is to suggest it was 3D. 2 is a complete guess. I think it's 1C. Okay. It's inappropriate. 4E. The analysis of the author of the passage. It can be inferred that the analysis of the author. The analysis of the author of the passage in the scholars mentioned in line 20 to 23. So this is talking. So this is saying that what does the author versus recent scholars disagree on? I think the question, the analysis. I think it's about whether it was a failure. It's a period of decline. So they still say it's a period of decline. The new guys, so number 5, new guys say not 0, but period of decline. Versus author. There was some positive. The criteria used now, the interpretations of the problem now. They make for the suggestions they make for achieving now. Their estimations of the the definition of no, can't be. Yeah. I don't think so. They make the suggestions they make for achieving. Can't be A. I guess it's B. I mean, C seems wrong. The interpretations of the promises of this. I guess it's 5B. The new scholarship, the new mentioned in the first paragraph suggests which are the following concerning the promises mentioned in line. Recent scholarship challenges all that. It says that the 20s in terms of unkept promises of the women's suffrage movement. Uh-huh.
Maybe it's A actually. Maybe it's A. Yeah, I'm just not sure.